stats on that, but Somerset Berkley only one loss on the season, and they also, as we'll discuss later, ended one of the longest win streaks for any field hockey program in the state to one of their recent opponents. We'll touch a bit on that later. Case started out with possession in their offensive end. Now Somerset Berkley trying to set up on their end.
Yeah, we had a little bit of technical difficulties with audio going on. I mean, that's part of you're doing broadcasting work that tends to happen, but we're all good, and we are here now. Believe me, you didn't miss anything before in terms of action. It was only about 30 seconds worth. But we're seeing the ball down on the Somerset Berkley attacking side of things a lot. I think we have is this a corner?
Nah, it looked like it went off the foot of, it looked like Emma Plant, who was in the corner over there. Dropped to be handled for Somerset Berkley by Emma Cormier. Push toward the circle. Ella Vaught was in the area. Back outside to Cormier. She'll send it right back in. That'll be kicked out by Kaisley Nell. Looks like this whistle
now we have
on
one
foul.
Yep, we have a corner now.
Will be bringing on a corner. Tyler is correct about that. Ella Vaught will handle the insert duties for the Raiders. Bryant Crook, Kenzie Haru, Addie Finlaw among those up top to potentially receive this insert. Goes to Addie Finlaw. Finlaw for Crook. Looking to go back for Finlaw.
Oh, good.
That pass going underneath a few different players and past the end line.
That was a good feed, though. That was right in and low. Yeah, Cardinals take over, though. It's a really gorgeous day today, the final day of September.
Absolutely beautiful. We've been blessed, Tyler. We honestly have in the south coast of Massachusetts with some great weather here in September. Almost feels like it's still August.
Oh, no, believe me, when I'm not doing broadcasting work, I'm a third-grade teacher, and since the end of August, we've only had one day of indoor recess. They've been able to go out every other day because the weather's been so nice this month. Which is what I love. Enjoy it while we can because there's a cold front coming through.
Definitely a blessing, especially as, I used to work in an elementary school too, and those indoor recesses are no fun for anyone involved. So.
Yeah, loud, noisy, chaotic. Oh, yeah.
So the Cardinals able to stall the first corner by the Raiders. Somerset Berkley will work from their back line looking to set up.
Yeah, it's going to go out.
That one is out on the far side. Looking like it will be back to Case possession. Putting it back into play is Maura Richardson. Now the Cardinals on the move. Bouchard sending it into the circle.
A good feed, though.
Way.
And
that was Mia Wiley on the kick out for Somerset Berkley. Raiders looking to make a quick transition. Emma Plant's not going to let that happen. Plant, one of the senior captains on this Cardinals squad, usually playing out of the sweeper position. Nice interception there for Claire Brodeur. Brodeur unable to get by Plant. Raiders will keep ball here and swing it to the middle. This whistle to favor the Cardinals as trying to chase that one down for Somerset Berkley. Crook now digging in as well. He'll get the benefit of a whistle here. Crook, as far as I'm aware, youngest son of Somerset Berkley head coach Jen Crook, who, my Tyler, she has had a accolade-filled stellar career as the head woman for this Somerset Berkley field hockey program. I mentioned that they were a Titan earlier. It's mostly because of Jen Crook.
How many state championships?
I believe it's 3 or 4.
I was going to say, it's more than 2, I know that. She's been at the helm for a long time.
Yeah, my cousin Janie was on the Somerset Berkley field hockey team. Shout out to her for a couple of seasons. I believe they won a couple of state titles when she was there.
I mean, what it takes is a great coach. If you have the foundation of a great coach, you're going to see continued success. Case sees that with softball with Shannon Silva. I mean, they've now won 3 in a row. They went to 4 in a row. Before they won their three-peat, they went to the state championship the year before. It's just when you have a great, sustained coach, yeah, you might have 1 or 2 blips of just having an okay season, but in general, you're going to see a lot of success, and that's what Somerset Berkley, they've been good in field hockey as soon as Jen Crook took over that program. She's been in that part of the program a long time.
Yeah, most certainly. Kyler, just one of the coaches that I'm sure a lot of coaches in the area look up to, go to for advice.
Study the film. Now, I've been, I've been broadcasting and helping out with field hockey for a few years, at least under Adam, and I don't remember the last time we broadcast Case versus Somerset Berkley field hockey. They've obviously played them here, but they're non-conference, so I think they play them here. They play them at Somerset. They only play them once. But I haven't really been able to get a good look at how really put together Somerset is and what Jen Crook's coaching is. And so far, I mean, we have seen, other than maybe, 30 seconds worth of time, the ball has consistently been down on the right side of this, as Somerset's just controlling it so far. No scoring yet, but I'm sure that's going to be coming soon.
About halfway through this first quarter. Exactly 6.5 and counting. To the near side, Emma Cormier. Moving on the sideline, tries to send it more middle for Vaught. Went a bit over her stick. Addie Finlaw digging it down. Finlaw! Looks like she has it.
As I was saying, it was predicting an inevitable quick goal for the Raiders. I mean, that was pretty, can't say much negative about that. That was just a fantastic offensive possession, and Finlaw got that right in the net.
Addie Finlaw had 2 goals as part of Somerset Berkley's most recent win at Durfee. They won 10-1 in that game at Durfee, a squad that sends a lot of their field hockey players to different colleges in the area. So,
this Somerset Berkley team is very talented. They score a lot too. I pull up their schedule. I looked on Max Preps before. It was a little out of date. At least Cases was. But I'll see if I can get some information about that.
I'll do the same, as I definitely do want to discuss one of the recent wins that Somerset Berkley had, because it snapped if I remember correctly, a very, very long win streak for their opponent. One of the longest active in the state of Massachusetts in terms of field hockey. Sending it up is Mara Richardson. That gets shut down by the Raiders. Kelsey Farrell finding Richardson. She looks to send it into the circle. That one quickly done away with by Somerset Berkley's sweeper, Megan Costa.
Raiders only have 2 games entered on the Max Preps. And I think I know which one you're going to be talking about for the win streak that was snapped, as I look now.
Looks like Mara Richardson to get us restarted again on Case's offensive side of the field. First time they've been on the offensive end in a while. And now I'm able to get the information in front of me. It was actually a 103-game win streak for Watertown.
Watertown High School.
That Somerset Berkley snapped. Tidbit for me, Watertown High School, actually the alma mater of Endicott College field hockey legend Sydney Poulin. I'm sure she's not going to watch this, but shout out to her as well. She had an excellent career as a midfielder.
JJ, there is a non-zero chance she will watch this broadcast. There's a I'm not saying it's a high percent unless someone tells her about it. Watertown High School. I don't think I've ever seen a team from the south coast of Massachusetts play Watertown High School in anything.
Yeah, but Watertown's a competitive team, obviously, as we see. 103 straight wins before they lost a game.
We don't know much about those Metro Boston high schools because they kind of have their own bubble where they play each other. And
yeah, definitely.
At least Case doesn't, unless it's the postseason, then it's just kind of anyone's
Somerset Berkley looking for more here. Back in front and give Finlaw 2 on the game already. And it's still not even the end of the first quarter.
And this is why they're 7-1. Their only loss was to Uxbridge, by the way.
Uxbridge.
Uxbridge High School, which is a very strong program.
Oh, definitely.
It's their only loss on the year. They actually got beaten handily by Uxbridge. It was 8-1 according to Max Preps.
Oh, wow.
And that's their only loss.
Not a very common occurrence to see a Somerset Berkley field hockey team lose, especially by that big of a margin. But today they are doing fast and furious.
Crisp passing for the Raiders. They might do it again here.
Vaught trying to walk in, and she will draw the second corner of the game for the Raiders. Second overall, none yet for the Cardinals. Vaught will handle the insert duties. Usual suspects up top. Addie Finlaw, Ryan Crook, among others. That one went towards Finlaw, went behind her. Now sent back into the circle, and a whistle to favor the Cardinals here. So they're able to get another stop on a corner, Tyler. 2 in a row that SB has had, and they've been unsuccessful at scoring on both.
Well, they're proved that they can score without the corner because they've got 2 goals so far, and both of those were just great offensive drives down the field. So the corner is helpful, but it's not always going to be your get-out-of-jail-free card in field hockey. But, I mean, this Somerset Berkley attack is just very strong. Passing is on point. Everyone is in the right position, and I think we're going to be seeing more than 2 goals for the Raiders before the end of this game. I have a feeling about that. We only have 2 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Ryan Crook on the restart. Cardinals able to slam the door shut on that potential opportunity.
And the K's defense is pretty strong, too. They've been pretty consistently strong all year, especially with Emma Plant back there. I think I've done my fair share of field hockey games. The K's usually gives up 0 or 1 goals in most of the ones that I do, so this is already a strong start by the Raiders. They get 2 in the first quarter.
Izzy Carvara gained at the circle and went back outside Kelsey Farrell. Farrell back inside, digging for it is Janaea Porras. Porras will get some help from Emma Bouchard. Bouchard trying to feed it middle. Carvara was there. That one swept out of harm's way by the Raiders' back line.
That's a good feed, too, by Bouchard. But Somerset Berkley are in the perfect place to flip that. 45 seconds, all that's left in the first quarter. And looks like we're going the other way now.
Indeed we are. That one slopped forward by Mara Kennedy for the Raiders. And now on the move once again is Ella Vaught. Has her pocket picked. Nice defensive play by Avery Plant. Raiders still pressuring with under 15 seconds to go before we take our first quarter break. Moving with speed was Bouchard. She got shut down in the midfield. Clock at 2, 1, and 0. Quarter number 1 comes to an end with a 2-0 lead for the visiting Somerset Berkley Raiders. Both goals accounted for by Addie Finlaw, and you have to love the start if you're head coach Jen Crook.
Oh, you can't really ask for much more. I mean, 2 goals against a strong defensive team in the Cardinals. And, JJ, we saw most of the action was out on the right side because that's what was controlled by the Raiders pretty much consistently the entire time. If you want us to cut. Okay. Keep on going.
Again, we do apologize for any audio difficulties. It's a par for the course. We're doing the best we can here. Shout out our head man here, Adam Kitchen, working as hard as he can as well to bring you some great field hockey action here on a, as Tyler said earlier, a beautiful Tuesday afternoon.
Do have a few more field hockey games on the docket coming up. I know, JJ, we said the next one that we're looking at doing here is Swansea Community Network. You I cannot do. I'm actually the backup announcer. I know your cousin was supposed to do this game with you today, and he found out that he had a golf match that was rescheduled for today at very late last night. So at the 11th hour, I have filled in, and that's why I'm here.
Nah, much appreciative of that, to say the very least.
Well, it's always good to have a second voice to bounce things off of. I mean, you've done it before. I've done games before. It's a lot of work to do games by yourself.
No, definitely. And, you're just a good conversation to, put it as plainly as possible. Even better, you're just, a very wise, very well-rounded guy. So I love having you in the booth with me for sure.
Ironically, just recently, I work at a school in Rhode Island, and talking to, ironically, the athletic director of Somerset Berkley's new Thanksgiving rival, Central High School of Providence. I might be doing some games for them as a PA announcer, or possibly play-by-play coming up in the fall and in the winter. I know that is Somerset Berkley's new Thanksgiving rival. 2 games so far, both very competitive against Central High School the last 2 years. They've actually alternated. The first game, Central went to Somerset and won, and then last year Somerset Berkley went to Central and won. So the visiting team has won both years. So, and I know that there's now a trophy for that annual tradition now.
I would hope so, at the very least.
I believe
it's been a recent change, because obviously, as most of you probably know who are listening, Somerset Berkley and Case, for as long as pretty much anyone can remember, played each other on Thanksgiving. That changing recently. So I'm expecting a good matchup this year, though. Central, I'm not sure what their record is, but Somerset Berkley's had a very tough schedule to start the season, playing pretty much 4 of the better teams around. So they're going to have a rough road the rest of the way, but that Thanksgiving game should be something to look forward to for all student athletes and families involved.
Very competitive, so we'll see. Be interesting if I'm there, because I know you're the Thanksgiving announcer for Somerset Berkley for football. So I might be there, I might not. We'll
hoping cross paths for sure.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll give it a. We'll see in a couple months. But back to this now.
Second quarter underway.
Let's put it this way, to summarize that first quarter, JJ. There's a reason why Somerset Berkley's 7-1. That was a very strong first quarter, and I expect to see more of that going forward here for the Raiders.
Case seeking a response to a 2 unanswered goal onslaught by the Raiders, as Tyler just mentioned, in quarter 1. That one going out of bounds. Looks like the last touch was by the Cardinals. Emma Cormier to send it back in. Cormier, a high pop.
Surprised that wasn't whistled, to be honest. That was for an unsafe hit. I guess it wasn't hit hard enough.
Emma Plant was the one who knocked it down. Now the Cardinals looking to move forward. Pass in the direction of Carvara. She's able to keep it away from her feet. She'll look to move forward. Carvara into the middle. Janaea Porras couldn't handle it. Raiders the other way, looking to move with speed. That's Ryan Crook. Crook, also a member of the Somerset Berkley baseball team that last year went to the Final Four, lost to Reading Memorial in that Final Four matchup, but just a absolute juggernaut that team was, especially in this area. They have a couple of really great pitchers, both of whom are returning for this upcoming season, so they should be right back in a similar situation again.
There's been a lot of champion success in the last few years in southeastern Massachusetts. Ooh, I was going to say.
Carvara with a near chance there to put one in for the Cardinals.
And I don't mean just Somerset Berkley. I mean collectively. Case is the 3-peat champion. Seekonk won 2 baseball titles in a row. Fairhaven won the Super Bowl as an 8 seed a couple years ago. Somerset Berkley won the basketball championship. Taunton, Massachusetts is a 5-peat softball. Dayton Rehoboth is a back-to-back champion in softball. I mean, South Coast, Massachusetts is where champions are apparently in the state of Massachusetts.
Yeah, I think we were saying it last time you and I called the game together, Tyler. There's just got to be something in the water.
There's something down here. And Somerset Berkley field hockey, I know they didn't win the state championship last year, but they made it pretty deep, if I remember correctly.
Most certainly. I don't exactly remember.
I don't remember exactly, but it was... They made a deep run the last few years, but they got a shot here now, too.
Finlaw moving in. Let's see if they'll count it. Looks like they will. And an early hat trick for Addie Finlaw.
Hiding in the Red Sea there.
At least that's the initial look here.
Yeah, it looks like she's dropping the ball at the...
No change on the scoreboard yet, but if that goal does stand, it will be a 3-0 Somerset Berkley lead.
I'm curious. Why would it not stand?
I don't see any reason why.
Because they brought the ball to the midfield mark. It's very odd.
Yeah, it could just be a matter of a scoreboard glitch. We'll definitely check on that at halftime.
Yeah, well, there it goes. It's just
There it is.
3-0. All right.
But yeah, 3 goals in the first half for Addie Finlaw. She had 2 last game, already bettering her total.
I was gonna say if that didn't count, then Case would probably have taken it from in front of the goal, going the other way. If the goal was disallowed. But that makes no. It's all good now then.
Joseph Case definitely needs an answer. With about 11 minutes left in the half. That one a bit too far for Carvara to track down.
My impression looking around at this Somerset Berkley team is they're very tall. And that definitely helps in field hockey. Longer legs, more drive in your hits and in your passes, and that's my impression of them, because I'm not that familiar with Somerset Berkley. You know them a lot better than I do, although you probably haven't seen them much this year.
I haven't, but I'm definitely impressed with what I'm seeing
Oh, yeah.
so far, especially considering this Case squad is no slouch either. They've had some tough matchups this year that they've been able to win as well, so definitely a clash between 2 very strong programs, 2 very strong teams, but very skilled players.
JJ, you just said it pretty well. I mean, Somerset Berkley just knocked off Durfee 10-1. And Durfee field hockey is usually pretty good every year, so I mean, that's no feat right there. No, easy feat, I should say. And the Raiders might be in line to score again, and all 3 of the goals, and none of them are off of corners either. They're all just outright on regular offensive possession. Oh, nice play by Carvara there to get around, but... Oh.
Yeah, Carvara able to evade Megan Costa there.
Wonderful world of playing at KSI when that dirt comes flying up.
Fought trying to send it in for Addie Finlaw. Nice shutdown on the back end by Emma Plant again. Plant's had some big defensive stops already in this one. That one past the end line will most likely give possession to the Cardinals. Under 10 to play in the half, still a 3-0 Somerset Berkley lead.
That hurt. Looks like that nailed porous on the finger or something. She's okay now.
Definitely not a good feeling regardless.
I don't know if you played any sports when you were younger, if I was a baseball player. If you're wondering if it hurts if you get hit by a baseball, the answer is yes. Yes, it does. It hurts a lot. In a field hockey ball, it's arguably harder than a baseball. So if you get whacked with that, that is not going to feel good.
Yeah, definitely heavier too, at least from what I've experienced.
It's not just the baseball. You get hit by the stick, you can get stepped on. They're all wearing cleats out there. There's a...
Left toward Finlaw.
Not going to say a high risk of injury, but it's there.
Emma Plant able to keep it away from Finlaw, and now Carvara moving on this near side right in front of us. Carvara was looking into the middle.
And a whistle. It's like on the Cardinals.
Case starting to stiffen up a bit on the defensive end, looking to slow what has been a quite rapid attack from Somerset Berkley thus far. Bringing it back in from out of bounds.
Somerset Berkley's the first team that I've seen will do that from an out of bounds hit, that very high lollipop hit. They've done that quite a few times now. It seems to be their strategy.
Raiders gain the circle, but the Cardinals able to do away with that chance. Heavy stick battle in the midfield here. Finds its way to Carvara. Carvara, some more stellar stick handling, will look to work in the corner, but she put the ball just a bit too far in front of herself. Another insert from out of bounds on the way for Megan Costa, and another high popper. Costa seems to be quite skilled in that area. Now Kenzie Haru, far side. Haru able to feed Lauren Carr. Carr had a goal in the last game for Somerset Berkley against Durfee as well. A lot of different scores in that game for the white and blue. And we discussed this a little bit last time, Tyler. Whenever you can have a team that scores from top to bottom instead of being more top-heavy in terms of who puts the ball in the back of the cage, it can definitely help.
It can't help, but the Raiders haven't really needed it so far this game, because Finlaw's got all 3 goals in. But this seems like a trend for her over the course of this year. Again, I don't have stats for Somerset Berkley. I imagine she's going to be one of their top goal scorers on the season so far.
Oh, I would have to assume yes as well. I read a lot of the articles that come out on the Somerset Sentinel on Facebook, and George Austin always seems to mention Finlaw's name quite often, so I would not be shocked at all. Looks like Case is going to get their first corner of the game, and that is the case.
No pun intended.
I was going to say that. You beat me to it. Izzy Carvara on the insert for the Cardinals. Bouchard, Richardson, Farrell, and Porras among those up top to potentially receive this insert. First time Somerset Berkley has had to put on the protective gear today. Could be a test here for Mia Wiley.
And we're whistled dead already.
Insert went into Mara Richardson, but it looks like they're going to reset and retry.
It's not on the whistle, it's on the hit. So they all moved. There we go.
Now Richardson has her shot blocked.
May have been an unsafe hit, is my guess of what the whistle was for.
Looks like Mara Kennedy was the one to block it. She'll handle the restart for white and blue. Under 5 minutes to play in the half. Still that 3-0 advantage for the Somerset Berkley Raiders off of the 3 tallies from Addie Finlaw.
I don't know if that exchange is picked up on the mic, but that was a dangerous hit indeed. That was confirmed. One of the fans was asking about it. Lots of whistles in field hockey.
Now, definitely.
It's
one of the more common things that you see in this sport is a lot of foul calls. Not often that they get red cards or yellow cards, which does happen.
I've never seen that here, and I've been, I filmed games for Case many years ago when our announcer was the late great Paul Summers. May he rest in peace. And he made a comment to me once about how many whistles there were going to be in the game, and he was absolutely spot on. So field hockey, if you don't really watch, or you watch sports and you turn into field hockey, you're like, well, all they do is blow the whistle. Well, yeah, that's basically what they do, because it's a very whistle-heavy sport, and if you're not prepared for it, then you might be wondering why they blow the whistle so much, but there's a multitude of reasons as to why.
The way I've learned it through all the games that I've called at both the high school and collegiate level is it's usually one of 2 things, either touching the ball with the wrong side of the stick or the ball hitting someone's foot.
Which, you gotta give credit to those. Oh, never mind.
Another chance here for the Raiders. Big saves for Kaisley now. Is standing tall there against some of the more prolific scorers. Ryan Crook had the first shot, and then Finlaw and Vaught were in the area for those second chance and third chance opportunities.
As they have a corner now.
Third corner of the game for Somerset Berkley, their first of quarter 2.
Yeah, it's been a bit.
Vaught on the insert.
Oh, sweet miss.
Again, going past Finlaw, now inside the circle. That's Crook. And it looks like it may have gone off his foot there.
We had some action there, so my previous thought was cut off. I was going to agree with you that it's usually either unsafe hit or illegal hit in terms of hitting with the wrong side of the sticker. The majority of what the calls in field hockey are. Kerry McElroy, who I've done games with before, I don't know if you've met Kerry, is very good at explaining. She's been an official in field hockey for 30 years, so she knows all about all the calls.
I would love to pick her brain at some point, because even though I've been calling field hockey this is going to be my 7th year doing field hockey, I still am not fully versed in every single nitty-gritty detail when it comes to fouls, so I'm hoping I get to at least do one game with her to learn as much as I can in the process.
Yeah, well, that could work out. She's a teacher here, so she's usually here. Just have to give her a shout when we need her. And she knows all the officials, too.
Definitely makes it better. Under a minute and a half to play before we take our halftime break here on Swansea Community Network. So glad you could all join myself and Tyler Clark.
Gorgeous last day of September. On the docket right now, we're hoping to bring you 3 more field hockey games. And I always say, whether you watch this on our Swansea Cable Channel 9 or on our YouTube page on Swansea Community Network, appreciate your support. Like, share the video, post about it. Let everyone down know that, hey, we still do this here in Case Isle. I think a lot of people in town don't realize that we still broadcast sports that we're allowed to, at least. Your support is definitely appreciated. We're running out of time here in the first half, though.
Bouncing ball makes its way to Carvara. Carvara unable to get away from Megan Costa. And now Cormier the feed for Vaught. Vaught finding Addie Finlaw. Finlaw trying to get around Avery Plant. She'll send it into the circle. That one shut down. Iris Carrero, the one to knock down that pass. Clock will strike 0, and the first half will come to a close. Still a 3-0 lead off of those 3 tallies by the Raiders, credited to Addie Finlaw. And honestly, if you're looking at it from a Case perspective, Tyler, much better quarter here in the second, able to slow down the Raider attack and also have more time in your attacking end, getting that first corner of the game.
That second quarter was definitely tightened up on the Case side of things, which is what they really needed. I mean, 3-0 is not insurmountable. We'll see what happens in the second half. That's for sure.
Casey Martell and Jen Crook will take some time to talk to their 2 squads. Tyler Clark and I will take some time to take a rest, and we will see you in the second half here on the campus of Joseph Case High School. Second half just about to get underway here on the campus of Joseph Case High School. JJ Sylvia, Tyler Clark with you for Swansea Community Network. And Tyler, we talked about the improvement before the end of the half from quarter 1 to quarter 2 for Joseph Case. Let's see if they can build on it here in quarter 3 as we start half number 2.
Raiders had a flying start in that game with Finlaw, who has 3 goals total, but 2 in that first quarter. Those were going in, and looking at you, I'm like, oh boy, this might be a long this may be a long game for the Case defense, but they really tightened up there in the second quarter, and offense showed some promise too. They didn't score, but they came very close a few times. I'm expecting a competitive second half here going forward, but I mean, playing for pride at this point as well. This is a very, very, very strong Somerset Berkley field hockey squad this year, and we talked about this at the beginning of the broadcast, but Jen Crook is known for having strong teams, but this is probably going to be one of her top strongest teams, at least that I remember, for the Raiders there.
I'd have to challenge that theory, at least based on what I saw when my cousin Janie was on the squad.
Oh, really?
Just a dominant team. I don't believe I think her senior year they didn't lose a game, if I remember.
How long ago was that?
That was, God, I'm getting old. That was 2019.
Okay, I mean, I'm talking in the last couple of years then.
Oh, fair.
That's far enough removed. That's 6 years. So that must be the class of 2020 when the world went to poop in the springtime.
Finlaw just barely missing the cage there. Goes past the end line, and Emma Plant.
Was it 2020? The spring of 2021, they had some of the fall sports ran in the spring of that year, and I think field hockey was one of them.
Yeah, I do believe that is true. It was that year 2020.
Fall of 2020, it was all sports were canned, and then they came back slowly in the following spring. So we had a lot of sports going on all over the place. But
Ball put towards the circle in the direction of Julie Pacheco. Pacheco, another multi-sport athlete on this Somerset Berkley field hockey team. She's also a member of the Bishop Stang Girls Hockey Co-op that co-ops with a couple of other schools other than just Bishop Stang High School. And that squad actually went to the state championship as well last year. So Pacheco, a star in both field hockey and ice hockey. And she comes from a long line of hockey players in her family, too. Her oldest brother, John, played hockey with me at Somerset Berkley, and then her younger brother, Josh, was also a member.
Somerset Berkley is a girls' hockey team?
No, boys.
The boys' hockey team. I was going to know they had a boys' team. They're one of the only towns around that has an ice hockey program for high school. But I think Case has a partnership with them where if they want to play, they can.
That is the case, yes.
Yes.
When I was there, at least, it was the case because we had a couple of players from Joseph Case on our team, the Salima brothers, Josh and Jake.
Yep. Ice hockey is kind of a niche thing, and the only arena around here is in Fall River, right off of President Avenue. That's the only one I can think of, at least.
Yeah, Driscoll Arena.
Yep, that's
where I spent a majority of my childhood, and I'm sure a lot of the hockey players around here did too.
Get that ice time. Two neighbors when I was growing up were big hockey players in Swansea. Peter Katota, Zach Paul, who was actually in the field hockey team as well, and they spent a lot of time at Driscoll Arena. And sure as you know, and you have ice hockey. When you have ice time, it could be 6:30 in the morning, could be 9 p.m. It doesn't. You got to schedule a lot of teams to practice.
Yeah, it definitely fluctuates. Finlaw was looking to feed Pacheco just recently, and that will draw the fourth penalty corner of the game for Somerset Berkley. That's their first of the second half.
Yeah, I was going to say we haven't seen one from this side of the field yet.
11:20 to go. In quarter three, Vaught on the insert. It's a bobbling one. Crook able to knock it down. Crook toward goal. That one pushed away.
Oh, that was
one put in that direction, whacked, and it will be what looks like another
Nope, it was a
corner on the way.
Oh, is it? Must have been a dangerous hit on the Cardinals then. That was definitely a dangerous hit. I just couldn't see. I think the referee was in the way.
It was Iris Carrero who made the defensive stop on the last one, but...
Yep. So, another corner. Rapid succession.
Fought to insert again. Goes to Ryan Crook. Crook. The drag flick looking back door. Didn't get there. Raiders still pressure. And that one's in. The fourth of the game for the Raiders.
Let's see, it's
looks like that one belongs
number 9
to Mara Kennedy.
So that was not a goal on the corner. Would you consider that a goal on the corner?
I think it's a technicality thing. I would probably say yes, but yet again, as I said earlier, I'm not 100% in on the an insider on the nitty-gritty details of field hockey rules, but
because when you think let's look at soccer. If they have a penalty, the corner comes in, and you don't score on the ball coming in, it's not considered a goal off the penalty. That one technically was not a goal off the initial hit, but it was the secondary hit.
I would say I remember the Case defenders still having their protective gear on, so I guess you could say it counted as a goal off the corner. If that is to be the case, that would be the first time that...
We don't keep track of stats like that. It's a goal for the Raiders, that's what matters, and it's 4-0.
Case looking to get into their offensive circle. Raiders shut that down rapidly. Crook for Vaught on the far side. Ella Vaught giving it up. Emma Cormier trying to work forward. She'll get the benefit of a whistle. Cormier will go back for Vaught. Vaught will look to gain circle. She does. Quickly met by Avery Plant. Whistle to favor Plant's squad. Under 10 minutes to play in quarter three. It is 4-0 Somerset Berkley, and they look to build as they're still just having relentless time on offense. Maddie Duquette to handle the drop here for Case.
That was a rocket shot off of Duquette there.
Now Cormier into the circle. Finlaw trying to dig it. She cannot. Emma Plant to send it away. Raiders will keep possession. Looks like it went out of bounds on that far side. Cormier into the circle. Crook's there. Crook trying to get it away from Emma Plant. Plant doing some nice protection there. Turned her back to Crook to make sure he wasn't able to pick her pocket. Now Vaught. Met quickly by Avery Plant again. Both Plants, Avery and Emma, have had strong games defensively. Drop here to be handled by Emma Cormier for Somerset Berkley. That one past the end line. Looks like Case will get possession back.
A rocket shot from Duquette.
That one
Out
sent
of bounds.
over to the far sideline. It is indeed, as Tyler said, out of bounds. Feel like that's an area that Case needs to clean up, Tyler. If they're trying to get those hard slaps out of their defensive end, you need to be able to keep them in bounds. I'm sure that's going to be an emphasis for Casey Martell the rest of the way.
I would say so. They're hitting it hard, but they got to keep it in the field of play. I'm curious. Well, I'm not curious. I don't know what the proper word is. That when Somerset Berkley gets that ball when they are consistently doing those lob shots, it's a very interesting strategy that I have not seen in field hockey before. When they hit it in, it's just like this. Let's see if she does it here.
I'm sure that has to be something that Jen Crook works on heavily.
Yeah, she didn't do it there, but that was a normal hit coming in. But it's like this looping high shot. It's not an unsafe hit because it's not hit very hard, but it's still something.
Claire Brodeur to send it in from out of bounds. Lucas Crook with the nice interception there. Crook for Finlaw. Finlaw able to get by Iris Carrero. Carrero still trying to keep it away from Addie Finlaw. Whistle will be in favor of the Cardinals.
Ooh.
Emma Plant sends it up off a bounce. Kenzie Haru to knock it down. Haru has it taken from her by Emma Bouchard. Bouchard, one of the senior captains on this Joseph Case squad. She has a lot of speed as well. If she can get into open space, Tyler, she can make something happen offensively.
He's got the speed for it, that's for sure.
Raiders still on the attack. It's been like this for at least the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know if we've even seen the ball on the right side of the field in this half, to be honest with you, JJ. It's been pretty much all down here, where we're seeing this is kind of a repeat of the first quarter where the Somerset Berkley offense is just got their foot on the gas pedal and they're just not really giving much up. Somerset
Chico.
Berkley defenders haven't had to work too hard.
Chico digging for it in the circle. She'll get some help from Haru on the outskirts. And now Bouchard to send it to the Raider back line. Somerset Berkley will have to reset from there. Far sideline, Claire Brodeur, met by a couple of Cardinals. Carvara and Kelsey Farrell were in there. change of possession here.
We'll get him for an unsafe hit there.
Now Cormier for Vaught. Ella Vaught working at the top of the circle. Has it taken from her by Emma Plant. Plant off a bounce will find Farrell. Farrell for Carvara, who has to bobble it with her stick. Another whistle in the direction of Somerset Berkley to move. Now some more midfield battles going on in the last few minutes. Raiders trying to send it back towards the circle, and the Cardinals doing everything they can to prevent that from happening, as Somerset Berkley is already up 4-0. Only one goal in this half, however, for the Raiders. Honestly, only one goal since the first quarter, as that one nearly missed by Casely. Nell
tried to kick it and miss. That was lucky. Danger was averted there. Now, JJ, I'm a little surprised, honestly, with how much we've been seeing the ball down this end of the field this half, that the Raiders only have one goal. It's been pretty dominating so far, at least in the half, in terms of time of possession, if you want to call it that.
Indeed, it has been, and that's pretty much been the story for most of this game, other than the one corner for Case and a couple of other small instances. Somerset Berkley has kept it on their offensive half of the field. 3 minutes left before we head to the fourth and final quarter here in Swansea.
See, that's what I'm talking. See what I mean? That high, like looping shot. Finally, see the Case offense over here.
Bouchard working far side for the Cardinals. Has it taken from her. Carvara on the interception there. Carvara trying to work around Maura Kennedy. That one out of bounds across the far sideline. About to go under 2 minutes left in quarter three. Plant to knock that one down. Emma Plant specifically. Now Farrell trying to weave her way through a bunch of Raider sticks. Farrell looking to feed Carvara. That one's out of bounds. We were talking earlier, Tyler, about the crisp passing for Somerset Berkley. It's really been a struggle at times today for Case in terms of their passing, especially when they're trying to work the sidelines.
Yeah, you're seeing Somerset Berkley. I mean, there's a reason why the game is 4-0. They made very, very few mistakes. It's not errant pass that gets, picked off and taken back the other way. It's been strong, and the case passing has struggled, but that's also because Somerset Berkley hasn't really allowed it to happen either. They've just been in the right place every time on defense, and that's why we're seeing 4-0 here in the third quarter, and possibly looking at 5 if this keeps up. It's like a foul on the Raiders, though. Yep.
Indeed, Case will get possession out of it. Plant able to get it through the midfielders of Somerset Berkley, but the back line stands tall. And there to knock it down was Maura Kennedy.
1 minute to go in the third. Good.
Cormier.
Good look for the
goal, trying to find Finlaw. That'll draw the fifth corner of the game, second of the second half for Somerset Berkley.
It'll be the third of the second half. They had 2 right in a row before. I think it's their 6th. Yep.
You are correct about that. I didn't tally that last one. This is why I love having you here, Tyler.
Well, it happened like 10 seconds after the other one, but it technically counts.
I think I was still focused on the play and didn't put that tally down on my sheet here in front of me, but that is indeed the 6th. Crook into the circle, trying to kick it out is now. She's able to.
How did that not go in?
Nell didn't get a full kick on it, but just enough to keep it from
the
goal line.
In terms of the corners, I got to be good for something. That probably is going to do it for the third quarter.
Under 5 seconds as Case is able to stall another Somerset Berkley corner. Raiders have only been able to score on one unofficially today as quarter 3 comes to an end.
Unofficially.
With the 4-0 lead for the Raiders that we see. 3 of those goals coming all the way back in the first quarter, all of them from Addy Finlaw, and then the one most recent from Maura Kennedy.
Yeah, I would say, JT, I'm a little surprised the Raiders only got one ball in the net there that period, which is how dominating really it was. They spent almost the entire broadcast there in the third quarter, just all the way down on the Raiders attacking net. And Case defense did what they could, but that press from the Raiders this period was relentless. Just constant pressure down in front of that net.
But you certainly have to credit Kaisley Nell as well.
Oh, you do.
Too,
She's done a fantastic job.
She's made a couple of big stops. A couple back in the first half, and then a couple of really big ones here at the end of quarter 3. But nonetheless, we look towards the 4th and final installment today here in Swansea. Once again, so happy to have you all tuning in here with us on Swansea Community Network. JJ Sylvia on play-by-play. Tyler Clark with me as the color guy.
JJ, I know you'd been, last time we sat in this spot was September 9th, which was 3 weeks ago somehow. And we talked about, you had talked about how much you were looking forward to this game coming up in 3 weeks, as you get to see your hometown Somerset Berkley Raiders play, and here you are. I don't think you've been very disappointed in what you've been seeing out of them so far either. This is a very, very talented team that I'm expecting to see a high seed out of in the state tournament when we get to that point.
Oh, certainly, Tyler. I'm impressed with both teams, honestly, because Somerset Berkley, as high-powered as they are, they've had their struggles today, getting it into the circle, keeping sustained pressure. They have been stalled at points by the Case defenders, and specifically their back line and goalkeeper Kaisley Nell. So there's a lot of positives to be taken away from this game, even with the score that we see right now, if you're the Case Cardinals, because you have been able to slow down what has been a almost picture-perfect offense from Somerset Berkley this year.
It has, and that's why I'm giving Case credit. They're coming in a bit of an unexpected slide. They started off the season 4-0, and then their last four matches, they have 3 losses and a tie. So winless in their last 4, most likely going to be their last 5, barring a humongous comeback here in the fourth quarter. I mean, anything is possible, but we're going to be seeing, unless one of them completely melts down here in the second half, I think we're going to see both of these teams in the state tournament. I know they don't play each other in the tournament. I believe Somerset Berkley is Division 2 and Case is Division 4. If it's the same as it was in softball, at least. But we'll be seeing both of these teams, I would imagine, come November. The season, I think, regular season ends mid to late October. I think the 24th is the last scheduled home game that we're supposed to be doing. It ends around that time. And then that's when the postseason starts.
Yeah, right before Halloween is always the time of year where high school field hockey comes to an end, and then you look into the early portion of November and that getting close to Thanksgiving. If you're making a deep run in the state tournament,
because Thanksgiving is usually when basketball season starts, right around that, usually right after her.
Yeah, that week after Thanksgiving is usually tryouts, and you get the season going right at around the first or second week of December, carries over into February for most of the winter sports. And even March, if you're, like I said earlier, with the fall sports teams making a deep run in the state tournament, you're playing in March if you're a winter sports team.
Well, it also depends on the region of the country that you live in. I mean, if you go to high school in Florida, you can have tryouts for winter sports in January because it's warm all the time. But here we are up in New England, the wonderful land of Massachusetts, where it's very cold in the wintertime, so you're kind of locked in a schedule like that.
Yeah, and based on all the prognostications, it's supposed to be a very cold winter this year.
Well, that's too bad. At least we enjoyed the month of September while we could.
As you said, a cold front is on the way, and on the way is another penalty corner for Somerset Berkley. Make it 7 on the day. That'll be their first of quarter 4.
3 of them in the last quarter, but as we just said, 2 of them were right on top of each other.
Ella Vaught inserting again. That seems to be her office. The feed to Crook. He's able to knock down a bobbling ball. Looking back for Vaught. And keeping it out once again is Kaisley Nell. She'll get the help from a whistle.
Nell did a heck of a job again keeping that out. Said I can't talk right now. 7 corners for the Raiders, and they've scored on 1, and that's iffy if that was actually on the corner or not, as we talked about.
I would say it was indirectly off the corner.
It was, yeah. So it wasn't the first shot off the corner, but it happened as a result. So, that's pretty good. That's a 1 out of 7 if you're on the defensive side of things. Look at the success rate of that. But that I can guarantee you when they have their team meeting sometime this week, Coach Jen Crook's going to be like, we had 7 corners and we only scored 1 of them. That's how you look at it from the other side of things and what they can do to improve on that.
Only 13 more minutes left to be played. Case looking to mount a comeback. Somerset Berkley looking to slam the door shut and secure their 8th win of the season. Raiders looking to gain circle. Whistle will help them in that pursuit.
It's like she had put the ball down in the wrong place.
Kenzie Haru to handle the drop. Kenzie able to get into the circle. Addie Finlaw. Oh, just missing. That's the 2nd time in this game that Finlaw put it just on the outside of the post. First time was on the near side, that time the far side. But Finlaw definitely looking to add to her already hat-trick performance in this one.
Yeah, I thought we were going to be seeing her on the way to, I was thinking a double hat trick with how quickly she scored the first 2 and added the 3rd, but she has she's had a quiet second half. I mean, I said Berkeley in general has been pretty quiet in the second half other than that 1 goal. Haven't needed to really score. They've controlled the ball. That's what's the most important piece.
Yeah, time of possession is really one of the ways that the Raiders tend to win most of their games. They dictate the pace of play throughout.
The Raiders have crushed time of possession in this game. I mean, it's not even close. How often we've seen the ball down there.
Cormier again on the drop. Cormier into the circle. Looking to feed it middle. Crook with a chance, and yes.
It's Crook's first goal. Make it 5.
5-0 Somerset Berkley in the first goal of the game for Ryan Crook.
And this time the scoreboard updated immediately, if you're wondering. No debate this time.
That just might be the cherry on top.
I don't know if you caught that exchange or not. Emma Plant's mom asked Emma, "Are you okay?" Maura Richardson goes, "She's fine." And they continued on.
That's one thing I always notice about field hockey student athletes. They tend to be very tough, and they certainly don't back away from, those types of situations where it might sting a little.
You're out. If you're playing field hockey, you are holding a wooden club in your hand, and you are around people that are swinging their club very fast to hit a very hard small ball as you might get stepped on with someone's cleats. They're tough athletes. If you think about that.
About to go under 10 minutes to play. Moving with speed is Bouchard. Onto the infield dirt. Look to send it forward. Only one in the area for the Cardinals with Sophie Duclos.
I'm hoping to see the Cardinals put together at least one more, drive to come down. It's pretty clear to me that the Raiders are going to walk out of here with a victory, but you want to see. We saw this in the last game that you and I did together against Seekonk. It was 3-0 Case until very late, and the Warriors came all the way down. And they got their goal to avoid the shutout, and that was again a statement for them. But we can see this with I'd like to see Case do that, but the Raiders again.
Raiders again on the charge, but a nice shutdown. Maddie Duquette on the back end, stalling that Raider attack.
Strong defensive play there by Duquette. and a timeout by the Cardinals.
About 9 minutes left in this one. Cardinals will take a timeout. Tyler, during this timeout, what do you think the message is from Cardinal head coach Casey Martell?
I think the timeout is, let's get one in the net. It looks like they're going with a running clock here to end the game, because the fans just pointed that out. And I think that was agreed upon, just have the running clock, because usually a timeout would stop the clock.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, but hey, if it's an agreement between the two squads, and with the lead Somerset Berkley has, it does, for the most part, make sense.
I'd say they agreed on a running clock. Anyway, sorry, that could be distracted. Coach Martell saying, let's get one. Like, hey, let's get one in the net. Let's show that we have some fight in us. At least that's what I think she would be talking about. And then on the other side, Jen Crook could probably be saying, finish the job. You're up 5-0. Don't want to have anything. Keep going strong. But there's very little, I think, that Jen Crook could be commenting on that her side of things would have needed to work on. I think the only comment I would have is the lack of scoring on the penalty corners. That would be my one thing. I don't know if you agree or if you have anything else, but I think there's pretty much nothing else you can comment on this team about what they did poorly in this game. That would be the one. If I had to pick one thing to say, that would be it.
Yeah, I would definitely have to agree with you on that, Tyler. I mean, it's really just comes down to cashing in on opportunities, which the Raiders tend to do quite well. But I think it's also a testament to the strength of the back line and the defenders for Case, because there have been plenty of opportunities in this one for Somerset Berkley to add more goals to the board, and Case has been able to shut them down on numerous occasions. Obviously, it could be a close to 10-0 game if it weren't for some of the efforts of players like Emma Plant, Kaisley Nell, Avery Plant, Maddie Duquette. They've prevented at least 3 or 4 more goals, if not more.
Oh, no, this Case defense has done what they can. I mean, when you have a team with a talented offense like Somerset Berkley has, you can't always keep them out of the net. They're just going to score inevitably. They're just too strong to not, quite frankly, do that. And I think Case has done the best that they can. I think this was a game that Case came into really expecting to win. I think kind of on paper we saw that this was a bit of a mismatch with the Raiders being superior in a higher division. But, Case defense still holding firm when they were given the opportunity.
Interception in the midfield for Mara Richardson. Richardson will get some assistance via the foul call. Richardson able to get it up to Sophie Duclos. Duclos sends it into the circle.
Oh, opportunity is
They put it in.
That's what I'm saying, JJ. That's what they wanted.
And it's Janea Porras, the senior, who looks like she tucked it in between the legs of Mia Wiley.
I love the celebration from Case on that goal. Very happy, enthusiastic with their teammate. JJ, that's what they needed. They're in the scoring column.
Now 5-1
Yeah.
in favor of Somerset Berkley. And who knows, I've seen crazier things happen. Maybe Case can get a couple more.
Yeah, they got one. That's what they needed. That was a great offensive drive there for the Cardinals, too. Nothing to complain about there. I wonder if that was what maybe Coach Martell wrote up some sort of play for them to do. I'm interested about that.
Oh, to be a fly on the wall for that last time out and hear what Martell's message was. But nonetheless, whatever the message would have been, it worked. Wow. The senior captain, Janea Porras, with a huge goal to get Case on the board, and it really just adds to more of the positivity that we've been discussing to be taken away from this game for the Cardinals. Strong defensively and now showing prowess.
Here we go again with the Cardinals.
Mara Richardson.
There's no quit in this team.
Looking to create more magic. Richardson has her pocket picked. That was Mara Kennedy. Kennedy still working now on the infield dirt here just in front of us. We'll get it to Julie Pacheco. Pacheco for Rhea Cabral. Cabral looking to advance it toward the circle. That's shut down. Looks like Serenity Miranda was the one to shut it down for Case. Cabral getting some help from Pacheco in the circle. Pacheco into the middle, and it looks like another corner on the way.
She got the feed in front of the net, but there was nobody there. I don't know if she was expecting someone to be there and like fed so they could get it in line, but there was just...
Julie Pacheco to handle the insert on this 8th corner of the game for the Raiders. They're leading 8-1 now in that category. Pacheco for Fenelon.
Rocket shot.
Looks like it got kept out by a combination.
How did that not?
Line.
How did that not go in?
Nell getting some help from her defenders there to keep it out. I'm not sure if they'd credit that as a defensive save, but Nell definitely got a piece of it from what I saw at this angle.
I don't know if that would have counted either. Was she outside the circle when she shot that?
I don't believe I saw whether or not she was outside the circle. Looks like she was inside, though.
Oh, she was. All right, I would have counted that if it was on a line.
Under 3 minutes to play. A 5-1 Somerset Berkley lead. 3 goals for Addie Finlaw, 1 goal for Ryan Crook, and 1 goal for Maura Kennedy to account for the 5 for the Raiders. And then the most recent tally for Case by Janaea Porras is the lone one on the scoreboard for the Cardinals. Foul to favor Joseph Case here. Richardson tried to send it forward. Bit of a slip up there on her drag flick attempt. Here come the Raiders the other way. Rhea Cabral runs into a couple of Case defenders. Taking it away from her is Iris Carrero, but Cabral will get it back. Cabral looking to feed Ava Pasternak.
We have a couple new players in there for the Raiders. I don't remember seeing those names before. Unless we just haven't called them all game.
No, I definitely am seeing some good substitutions.
That's what I say. So,
trying to get some reps in for some of her players who may not get as much playing time in more tightly matched games. Minute and a half left, 90 seconds until we conclude this one.
I'm saying the same thing for Case with some new players in there as well after that timeout. You can tell this is a game. There's a minute left in the game. Everyone's a bit gassed out there right now.
Yeah, a lot of back and
That's
forth.
that's so much running. It's a pretty long field too, so I mean.
Julie Pacheco into the circle, a chance, and Pacheco will put it past
That's a goal.
Paisley now. That's Pacheco's first of the game and make it a 6-0
6-1
or 6-1, sorry, lead for Somerset Berkley.
See, that's something to build off of the Raiders. They got one more.
About to go under 30 seconds remaining.
And hey, it's still a stat in the score sheet too at the end of the year.
Yeah. Pacheco, the 4th different goal scorer tonight for the Raiders. We talked about it earlier, how they have spread out scoring. Yet another display of that tonight by the squad in white and blue. That one off the foot of Ava Pasternak. Will favor Case on the whistle.
That's going to do it, though.
And it'll go right back to Somerset Berkley. Clock at 2-1-0. And this one will come to an end with a final score of 6-1. My apologies for saying 6-0 earlier. Somerset Berkley will go to 8-1 on the year. Case will drop to 4-4-1. And Tyler, any thoughts before we head out today?
Nope, that was pretty much what we kind of thought. Very strong Somerset Berkley team. I think the Case defense did everything they could. They got their one goal at the end. Celebrated with that, but 6 goals. I mean, if you think about it, if they just scored 10 on Durfee. If you could hold this offense to 6 goals, I mean, he still did something right on the defensive side. But this is a great squad that Jen Crook has this year that I'm looking forward to see what they can do in the state tournament coming up.
Both teams eyeing the state tournament, but have tough schedules coming up ahead. One more time, just so everybody knows. Addie Finlaw with 3, Julie Pacheco with 1, Ryan Crook with 1, and Mara Kennedy with 1 to account for the 6 Raider goals. And then Janaea Porras with the 1 tally for Joseph Case. Somerset Berkley winning 8-1 in the corner category. And that is going to do it for us today here on Swansea Community Network. For my partner, Tyler Clark, our cameraman and director, Adam Kitchen, I'm JJ Sylvia, wishing you a good rest of your evening from here in Swansea, Massachusetts.